Hey everyone, happy Saturday. I am so excited to finally be teaching this 7-week series, A Journey Through the Chakras. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and we finally are here. So, for the next 7 weeks, we will be going through each chakra. We'll start today, grounding at the root, and we'll work our way up. Um, We'll utilize our practice to really get us to a place where we can become more sensitive to our own energy and to really establish a connection with the subtle body system. So, today we're going to start with grounding. We're largely focusing on our root chakra. Now, our root chakra is Sanskrit is Muladhara, which is our ability to feel safe and secure and grounding. For me, it's truly the most important chakra of all of them because a lot of the times it's that center that allows us to come back down to earth from being in the frenetic energy of the mind. And so today's practice is focused on really creating a sensitivity to this thing, the ground, and our ability to just feel that safety and security on the mat in our practice so that we can take our practices off and into the world at large. So thank you so much for being here on this beautiful Saturday morning. If you're watching the replay, I hope that you are enjoying the day wherever you are in the world. And let's get started. You don't need any props for this particular practice, but if there is things that you like to use, I have a blanket here, 2 blocks. But if not, we'll get started. We're actually going to get started on our bellies. So come into a prone position on your tummy, downward facing Shavasana. And the way I want you to do this is let the toes kind of buckle in towards each other to broaden the lower back. You can bring your left arm by your side. You can bend your right arm. You can even use your arm to lay down on it. It actually feels really nice. And or you can have your forehead facing down. Just choose a position that feels best. We'll take a few moments here just to breathe. So if you feel like you're overarching in your lower back, you can always place a blanket underneath your belly. But let's get started. Let's take a big deep breath in. Smooth, complete exhale. Let's take a few more breaths here. I know for some of us, maybe we just woke up. Maybe this is the first initiation into movement. Just allow yourself to be where you are and just feel the ground, the foundation underneath you. Let's take 2 more breaths. Nice deep breaths. And as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in from the tips of your toes all the way through the body. And then as you exhale, imagine exhaling into the ground. Good. 1 more breath. Okay. When you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press up to all fours. Adjust yourself so that your shoulders are right over your wrists, but instead of having your knees directly underneath your hips, move your knees back a little bit and resist the desire to begin to move anywhere. Just feel the ground underneath the palms of your hands and press down through the ground and let your collarbones broaden. Relax the back of your neck and reach the crown of your head forward as you reach your sits bones back. So pull your navel in. Good. And then from here, just very gently begin to kind of do these big circles, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. So as you move, I'm feeling things kind of crunch right now. By the way, I'm very excited to be back outside now. We were indoors the last couple of weeks, and now we get to be outside again. And now let's go the opposite direction, opposite pattern, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. still feeling the ground underneath you. And if you feel like you need some support underneath your knees, go ahead and place a blanket there. Good. Okay. And now come back to center. This time you can bring the knees in a little bit further. So now that the knees are directly underneath your hips, walk your hands forward slightly this time. Let's do a few rounds of Chakravarkasana. Take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, elbows bend, draw the chin in, pull the hips back, thighs to chest, forehead down to the ground. Let's do that again with the breath. Inhale forward. Exhale, pull back, elbows bend, chin draws in, thighs to chest, forehead down. Again, inhale. Smooth exhale. Cultivating Ujjayi breathing as you pull your hips all the way back, forehead softening down to the ground. 2 more. Inhale. Smooth, complete exhale. So the whole idea, right, is bringing our attention and our awareness down to the ground. The last one. For the support of the earth underneath you. The security that exists underneath the palms of your hands, underneath your shins, the tops of your feet. Good. Inhale, come forward. Let's open up the shoulders. So reset, shoulders under the wrists, hips right above the knees. Root down firmly through your left hand. Lift your right arm up. Take a deep breath in. We'll do thread the needle for the arms. Reach the right arm underneath the left. Bring your left ear, left shoulder down to the ground. The left arm can reach above the head or to the side, anywhere that feels comfortable. Keep drawing your hips back evenly. Again, feeling the support underneath you. Breathing in, exhaling into the ground. Good. Root down through the left hand. Inhale, come up, and then reset. Second side. Root down through the right hand, and inhale, reach the left arm up, and then as you exhale, thread it through. Come onto the left ear, left shoulder. Good. The right arm can either be above the head or to the side, just anywhere that feels comfortable. Draw both hips back evenly. Good. Nice deep breaths. Good. Root down through your right hand. Inhale, come up. And reset. Good. This time, just walk your hands forward slightly. Curl your toes under. And just begin to lift the knees away from the ground slightly, just about maybe an inch. So resist going into downward facing dog. So a lot of the times this is part of what is grounding, right? We have to resist the desire for constant movement. Take one more breath. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift your hips, press back, downward dog. Good. From down dog, you can begin to pedal out the feet. Just kind of shifting and moving. Shifting from side to side, even. Just do anything that feels good. Eventually find stillness in your posture. See that your hands are shoulders distance apart. I can't talk this morning. Feel your upper outer arms hugging in, like the sides of the waist get really long. Little bend of the knees, lift your sits bones really high up into the sky. Slowly allow your heels to descend. Imagine like you're pressing the tops of your thigh bones back. Take a deep breath in. Now as you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Pull your hips back, child's pose. Okay, well, let's come into downward facing dog and child's pose, and we'll flow with the breath just to continue to warm up the body. But the idea is to stay really grounded. Feel the earth underneath the palms of your hands. Stay anchored in your breath. Together, inhale forward. Exhale, lift your hips, press back, down dog. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, soften the knees down. Pull your hips back, child's pose. 3 more with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, soften the knees down. Pull your hips back, child's pose. Last two, inhale. Exhale. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften the knees down. Pull your hips back, child's pose. Good, this time we'll hold the down dog. Inhale forward. Exhale, lift your hips, press back, down dog. So now begin to find more stillness in your body. So as you find that stillness, press down firmly through the palms of the hands. Imagine that you can breathe in through the palms of your hands and exhale through the soles of your feet. Imagine that you can feel the breath coursing through your body as you breathe in. And as you exhale, feel the anchor. Good, one more breath. Nice. Come high up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of the mat. Separate your feet hips distance and just forward fold into the legs, Uttanasana. If the palms of the hands can get to the ground, great. If not, you can use blocks or you can just generously bend your knees. I told you guys I can't talk this morning. And just release and relax your hands. Relax the back of your neck. Let's take a few grounding breaths here. If the palms of the hands are on the ground, really feel that connection. Ground into hands, hands into ground. Relax the back of your neck. Good, one more breath. Good, bring the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Bend the left knee slightly, straighten the right leg, and lift your right arm up. Good, take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. Come back to center, and let's switch sides. Right hand to the outside of the left foot. Straighten the left leg so it feels grounded and rooted like a pillar. Little bend of the right knee, lift your left arm up. One more breath. Good. Exhale, gently release. Draw your chin in. Slowly begin to roll yourself all the way up to stand. Good. Making your head the last thing to come up. As you rise up, sweep the arms out and up. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Samastiti. Okay. Top of the mat. Let's reset. Ground. Feet are hips distance or a little narrower if that feels better for you. Palms of the hands together, let your thumbs rest on the breastbone. Let's begin to set an intention for our practice. Even if it's setting an intention for this next 7 weeks, the whole idea is to create not only an external alignment, but an internal alignment so that we can become more acutely aware of our energy. Take a deep breath in. Smooth, complete exhale. Good. Lower your chin, blink your eyes open. First 3 counts of Surya Namaskar A. Root down through the feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms wide, hinging from the hips. Fold forward, bow in Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Bring your hands to your shins, just for the first one. Find Cobra in your upper back. So really lengthen through the upper back. Exhale, fold forward. Root down, rise up, lead with the heart. Sweep your arms out and up. Hands to heart center. All right. Surya Namaskar A, adding on. Inhale. Exhale, arms wide, fold forward, bow in. Lengthen, extend. Plant your hands. Let's step back to plank just for the first one. Soften your knees down to the ground. Chaturanga. Come all the way to your belly. As you arrive onto your belly, bring your hands by your floating ribs. Bring the forehead down to the ground. Keep the toes reaching back, so very similar to how we started. Press down through the inner thumbs. Begin to lift up to baby cobra. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Really anchor into the breath. Breathe in, rise. Take a little longer on the exhale. 1 more time, inhale. Lift a little higher. This time take a little longer on the exhale. Good. Curl your toes under from your thighs. Lift your hips, press back, down dog. From down dog, come high up under your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step, or hop to the top. Lengthen the spine, extend. Exhale. Root down, rise up, lead with the heart. Sweep the arms out and up. Hands to heart center, Samastiti. So observe your desire to begin to really move, right? This is the hardest part during grounding practice because we really have to focus on where we are. I want to move quickly, so does the mind. But this is an opportunity for us to anchor in and to ground where we are. Let's do a few rounds of Surya Namaskar A. We'll do it mindfully with the breath. Root down, rise up. Exhale, arms wide, fold forward, bow in. Inhale, extend. Plant your hands, take it through a vinyasa, Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. So moving mindfully in a way that feels good, in a way that feels anchored. Anchored to the ground or anchored into the breath. High up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step, or hop to the top. Lengthen the spine, extend, come up halfway, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up, lead with the heart, sweep the arms out and up. Hands to heart center. 2 more times, Surya A. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the spine. Plant your hands through a vinyasa, you go. Arrive in downward facing dog. Let's take 3 full cycles of breath here. Still feeling the breath coming in through the palms of your hands. Exhaling through the soles of your feet. Good, 1 more breath. Bottom of the exhale, high up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step, or hop to the top. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up, lead with the heart, sweep the arms out and up. Hands to heart center. Last one on your own. Inhale. Smooth exhale. Lengthen. Vinyasa. Good. From downward facing dog, center your left foot leading from the right inner thigh. Reach the right leg up. Step the right foot through between the palms of your hands. Spin the back heel down, warrior 2. So as you arrive into warrior 2, just let the shoulders relax. We're not here very long. Reverse warrior, left hand down, lift the right arm up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, side angle pose, Parsva Konasana modified. Bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Extend the left arm by the side of the left ear. Nice deep breaths. Good. Come back, reverse warrior, left hand down, lift the right arm up, breathe in. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the ground. Frame your right foot. Sweep the right leg back. Take it through a vinyasa if you like. You can keep the right leg lifted. Good. Second side, center your right foot. Leading from the left inner thigh, left leg reaches. Step it through between your hands. Spin the back heel down. Windmill the arms up, warrior 2. So see that you're Heel is bisecting the inner arch of the back foot. Relax your shoulders. Stay grounded in the legs, reverse warrior. Side angle pose, Pashimotonasana modified, right forearm to left thigh. Just kidding, left forearm to left thigh. Extend the right arm by the side of the right ear. It's interesting, to teach virtually and not be in a class where, as a teacher, you sometimes mirror your students. Root down firmly through your legs. Come back, reverse warrior. Windmill the hands down to the ground, frame your left foot, vinyasa. Good. From downward facing dog, come high up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step, step, or hop to the top. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up, lead with the heart, sweep the arms out and up. Hands to heart center, samastiti. Let's take a moment. So get grounded. Imagine like you can breathe in from the soles of your feet all the way up to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, feel the breath descending down through the soles of the feet. So let's do that together. Inhale. Smooth exhale. Again, your heart is beating now. You're starting to warm up. Resist the desire to really flow through. Instead, think about grounding into what's supporting you. Let's do that flow one more time together with the breath. Surya A, inhale. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the spine. Plant your hands through a vinyasa, or you can go straight to down dog, your choice. Center your left foot, leading from the right inner thigh, reach the right leg up. Step it through. Spin the back heel down, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle pose. Come back, reverse warrior. Breathe in. Windmill the hands down to the ground. Sweep the right leg back. Vinyasa or straight to down dog. Center your right foot, leading from the left inner thigh, left leg reaches. Step it through. Spin the back heel down, windmill the arms up. Reverse warrior. Side angle pose. Come back, reverse warrior. Windmill the hands down to the ground. Sweep your left leg back, take it through. Let's meet in downward facing dog together. Good, nice deep breaths. Good, from down dog, shift forward, come into plank. Come down to your forearms. Interlace your fingers together. If you need to soften your knees down to the ground, go for it. So see, I'm modifying. Shoulders are directly above the elbows. Press down firmly to the forearms. Keep drawing your navel in. If you want to challenge yourself, curl the toes under and lift away from the ground. It's really hard. Soften the knees down. Pull your hips back, child's pose. So as you pull back into child's pose, just acknowledge where you are. Feel the forehead softening down into the ground. The arms are extending forward. Reset that intention. Resist the ability to want to get up, and again, just flow. Feel the earth underneath you. Take one more breath. Okay, Inhale, shift forward, curl the toes under, firm your thighs, lift your hips, downward dog. High up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step to the top. Lengthen the spine, extend. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up, lead with the heart, sweep the arms out and up. Hands to heart center, samastiti. Okay. Sure you guys are warming up now. Reach your right foot back. So we'll set up for Trikonasana. So come to a wide leg stance, deep within the right hip socket. Turn the entire right foot to face the right side. Pigeon toe the back foot in slightly so that your heel is bisecting your arch. I have a hair in my face. Bring your arms wide. Cutting from the right hip, reach, extend. Release the right hand down to shin, block, or floor. Extend your left arm up. So as you're in this position, adjust so that you can really feel your feet planted onto the ground. Feel your collarbones broadening. As you lift the left arm, the left palm, imagine like the left hand is pressing against a wall. So there is a slight rotation from the lower ribs. Take one more breath. Nice. Reach the left hand towards the left side so much it lifts you all the way up. Bring your hands to your hips, parallel your feet, and let's do the second side. Deep within the left hip socket, turn the entire left foot to face the left side. Pigeon toe the back foot in slightly so you're lined up heel to arch. Bring your arms wide, cutting from the left hip. Reach, extend. Release the left hand down, lift the right arm up. And so as you're in this position, still utilizing that anchor of the breath. So continue to ground the legs down as you lift the right arm up. So imagine now that there's a wall in front of the right hand and you're pressing into the wall. And as you press, the lower ribs revolve up towards the sky. Nice. One more breath. Good. Reach the right hand towards the right wall so much it lifts you all the way up. Bring your hands to your hips, parallel your feet. Prasarita Uttanasana A. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, bow in, release the hands down. So this is one of my favorite anchoring and grounding postures. So you can walk your hands back, your nails are in line with the toenails. Bend your elbows and release the crown of the head down towards the mat. The forearms are firming in towards each other just like we would do in Chaturanga. So think Chaturanga arms. The shoulders are lifting away from the ears. The legs are grounded. We're going to be here for 3 full cycles of breath. Begin. And really take your time, perhaps considering the invitation of breathing through the soles of the feet this time and exhaling through the crown of your head. One more breath. Nice work. Okay, lengthen the spine, extend, come up halfway. Bring your hands to your hips, lean back, long spine, all the way up to stand. Toe heel your feet back to center and come back to the top of the mat. As you arrive at the top of the mat, bend your knees, sink your hips, come into chair pose, Uttanasana. Sink the weight into your heels. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lengthen the spine, extend, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant your hands. Take it through a vinyasa, or you can go straight to down dog. Good. So from down dog, press down firmly through the palms of the hands. Let's take an extra beat. Right foot forward, right away. Spin the back heel down, warrior 1. Breathe in. Exhale, release the hands down, vinyasa, or straight to down dog. So again, we're not going and flowing as quickly as we normally do. We're just taking an extra beat. Second side, left foot forward, right away. Spin the back heel down, rise up. Warrior one. Exhale. Take it through a vinyasa or straight to down dog. Good. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step, step, or hop to the top. Lengthen the spine, extend. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips, Uttanasana. Press to the heels up to stand, Samastiti. Again, Surya B. Bend your knees, sink your hips, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lengthen the spine, extend. Plant your hands, vinyasa or straight to down dog, your choice. Right foot forward, right away. Spin the back heel down. With control and ease, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Take it through a vinyasa or go straight to down dog. Left foot forward. Spin the back heel down. Rise up. Warrior one. Exhale. Transition. Vinyasa or straight to down dog, your choice. Good. High up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step, step, or hop to the top. Lengthen the spine, extend. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips, come into chair pose, Uttanasana. Weight into your heels. Press all the way up to stand. Samastiti. Good. Let's reground. So let's take this time, another opportunity to pause, to reset our intention, and to get grounded. So now observe, heart is beating. You might be a little bit out of breath. So let's take this opportunity to reset. Breathe in. Imagine that you're inhaling from the soles of the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, feel the breath descending back down into the earth. Let's do that again. Inhale. Smooth exhale. Relax your shoulders, relax your throat. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Big toes touching, bend your knees, sink your hips, come into chair pose, Uttanasana. Good, and then from here, fold forward, bow in. So you might want to adjust on your mat. So come down onto the balls of your feet. So we're going to set up. Feel free to set up for Bakasana if you want to come into your arm balance. Now would be the time to incorporate that. We're not necessarily going into Bakasana for this particular sequence, but if you want to go into it, now is the time. The rest of us, stay on the balls of your feet, stay on your fingertips like you're creating little tents with your hands, and just walk your hands forward, draw the chin in. Relax the back of your neck. Good, bring the knees wide, but keep the soles of the feet down. So the balls of your feet are down, the heels are lifted. The heels are slightly parted away. You can either stay here in this position, hugging the upper outer arms with your inner knees, or you can reach back and under and grab your heels. And then from here, you can kind of work releasing the crown down towards the ground. If that's awkward for you, you can keep the hands planted. If you want to stay in the neutral position, feel free to do that as well. Wherever you are, let's just take 3 full cycles of breath. Good. One more breath. Nice. Okay. Release the heels down to the ground. Forward fold. Separate your feet, hips distance. Padangusthasana. Lengthen the spine. Extend. Come up halfway. First 2 fingers hook the big toes. Seal the mudra with your thumbs. Lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, let the elbows go wide, relax the back of the neck. You can utilize this position. I always like to just shift from side to side, but here's the challenge, right? So if that's your norm, like me, and you want to ground, you just stay still. You fight the urge for movement, just in this particular instance. Good. Padahastasana, lengthen the spine, extend. Slip the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, fold in. You can use your toes to massage your wrists, but really feel the connection between the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands, then the backs of the hands to the ground. Relax your shoulders, relax the back of your neck, relax your jaw. Take a big deep breath in. Smooth exhale. Okay, release the palms of the hands from underneath the soles of the feet. Bring your hands to your hips, ground down through the legs, lean back, long spine, all the way up to stand. Okay, good work. So let's make our way now down to the ground. Top of the mat, Surya Namaskar A, just to clear the slate. Root down, rise up, breathe in. Exhale, arms wide, fold forward. Lengthen the spine, extend. Take it through a final vinyasa, or you can go straight to down dog, your choice. From downward facing dog together, let's take a big deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. One more time, breathe in. Open your mouth, exhale. Soften your knees down, come down. Child's pose. So any variation of child's pose that feels good. You can keep your arms extended or you can bring your arms back, whatever feels best. Choose wisely. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, press up. So those of you that have a headstand practice, if you want to invert, now's the time. Headstand would be really great for this practice, this whole ability to really ground into the earth in an inversion is actually quite nice. For those of you that are newer to headstand, if you have a headstand practice, go for it, 10 breaths. But if you're newer to headstand, I'll walk you through dolphin. So we'll do dolphin for about 5 breaths together. So come down onto your forearms, measure it out about shoulders distance, interlace your fingers at the webbing, much like what we did when we did our forearm plank. Curl your toes under, firm your thighs, and then roll to the outer skin of your forearm so that you're pressing down, grounded and rooted. Lift your hips up. I always like to walk my feet in just a tad and press so that you're wanting to reach the center of the chest towards the center of your mat. The crown of the head is lifted from the ground the entire time. From here, you can play with lifting one leg up if you want, and the other. Totally optional. Good, we're about halfway. Nice deep breaths. If you want to bend your knees too and really work lifting your seat up towards the sky, that works too. Continue to breathe. Let the breath be your anchor. Last one. Good, soften your knees down to the ground. Child's pose. Okay, hands underneath your shoulders. Come up to seated. Let's come onto our backs. So as we come onto our backs, we'll set up for bridge pose. So we'll actually do dynamic bridge. So I like to graze my heels with my fingertips just so I know that the alignment is right. The knees are directly above the ankles. Keep your hands by your sides, palms facing down. Feel the upper outer arms pressing down. So the four corners of the feet are rooted. When you're ready, press down through through the feet. Lift your hips up, reach your arms forward, up and back. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly bring everything back down together. So adjust as you need. We'll do that 2 more times, just with the breath. Easy movement. Press down through the feet. Inhale, reach your arms forward, up and back. Take a big deep breath in. Take a little longer on the exhale. Good. One more time. Root down. Rise up. Smooth exhale. Okay. Bridge pose. Press down through the soles of the feet. Lift your hips. Bring one shoulder under than the other. Interlace your fingers at the webbing. Reach your knuckles towards your heels. If this is a lot for your knees, if this doesn't feel good, you can try turning your toes out and bringing your legs a little wider. If that does not feel good on your lower back, then just drop your hips down a little bit lower. So just kind of explore to see what works. Feel the upper outer arms pressing down onto the mat. Back of the head gently pressing onto the ground so that it maintains the cervical curve in your neck. Good. One more breath. Release the interlace of the fingers. Gently lower the hips down. Good. And you can windshield wiper the knees. So those of you wanting to come into the full back bend, if you want to do that, go for it. We're not going to be there too long, so we're going to do one more bridge if you're not doing the full back bend. So you can reach back, feel the ankles. That's what I like to do, so that I feel that alignment. Press down through the four corners of the feet, and then as you lift up, bring one shoulder under, then the other. Interlace your fingers the funny way now, so that the odd finger is leading. Reach the knuckles towards your heels. Upper outer arms are pressing down, gently pressing the back of the head onto the mat. There's this little bird that's just been here the entire time. I think he's, or she, is just watching. Relax your throat. Still feeling the anchor of the breath, feel the support of the earth underneath you. Let the inner thighs spin down towards the ground. One more breath. Good. Gently release. Come all the way down. Windshield wiper the legs, right to left, left to right. Nice. Hug the knees into your chest. Good. Let's come into a hip opener so you can cross one ankle over the other. I'm going to transition into pigeon pose. So we'll transition from down dog. If you want to do a different hip opener that feels better for your body, go for it. For us, sometimes pigeon can be the right thing to do. Right knee towards the right wrist, extend the left leg back. This isn't always my favorite hip opener, but I feel like today it would be really nice to do. So frame the right leg with your arms. Draw and lift up from the pelvic floor so that you're lifting your spine. Create as much space as you can. Relax the upper body, and then as you're ready, you can fold forward. And you can stack your hands so you can create like a little pillow for your forehead once you bring the forehead down onto the mat. And then we can continue to breathe in this position. The back leg is extended. So send the breath to your right hip. A lot of the times what happens anytime we come into a place that's tight and we're opening that space, The whole idea is to breathe through it or breathe into it. But what happens a lot is we create tension somewhere else. So see if you can soften somewhere. We're just here for another 3 to 4 cycles of breath. Let's take one more complete cycle. Remember, down to the hands. Lift up. Curl the left toes under if you came into this position. And then lift the hips. Sweep the right leg back. Option to take that reverse dog, or I don't know, people call this wild thing. I don't know what it's called. It is a modern posture, but it feels really good. Let's do the second side. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Left knee to left wrist. Extend the right leg back. Lift up. So as you frame the left leg now, I like to stay on fingertips because it really helps me create more space for my back. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then as you're ready, exhale, fold forward. Use your hands to create just support for the forehead if you're coming down. And you don't have to come down. If it feels better to be lifted up, that's totally fine. Nice deep breaths. Good. One more full, complete cycle of breath. And take your time as you come up. Root down through the hands, curl the right toes under, lift your seat, bend the left knee, open up the hip. And again, you can take that variation of flipping over and not falling. Make your way back to down dog. From downward facing dog, you can jump through to seated. And actually, let's do Upavishta Konasana. So I always like to kind of sit off of my mat so that my heels are underneath, because if they're on the hard surface, it doesn't feel good. I have sensitive heels. So come into this wide leg position. And at first, flex your feet just to create more awareness for the legs. And when you're ready, feel your sits bones rooting down into the ground. And just to start, bring your arms in front of you. Tent your fingertips. If this is enough for some of you, that's great. We'll stay here. If you want a little bit more, just begin to walk your hands forward, but not at the compromising of your knees or your legs. If you start to feel a pull or something that doesn't feel right, just stay lifted, upright. You can always use a blanket underneath your sits bones just to give you a little bit more of a lift. Be careful with any hyperextending of the knees. You can also come down onto your forearms. So just do whatever feels best. Just for these first few breaths, the whole idea is to keep the spine as long as you can. I'll give you an opportunity to just fold into it. That's what the ego wants to do. The ego just wants to come into the posture and just fall in. So let's resist that desire. Instead of this being called a grounding practice, it should be just resist your desire for things that create frenetic energy. Let's breathe here just for a few more moments. Spine long. Relax your shoulders. Relax your throat, the muscles of the face. Just one more breath. Nice, smooth exhale. Good, and now you can fold forward as much as you want. If you want to come down, rest on your hands. If you want to extend your arms out and come into the full variation of this posture, go for it. Move, little guy. There you go. Okay, root down through the sits bones, come up. Lean back, bend your knees, and bring the legs together. Extend your legs forward. Dandasana, just bring your hands by your sides. Lift up, just to neutralize. Good. Let's come back onto the mat. We'll set up for Janu Sharashasana. Bend the right knee in, and then let the hip open. I always like to bring this left foot a little over to the left. Lift your arms up, take a deep breath in. Then as you exhale, fold forward, extending and reaching to the outer edges of the left foot. If this is a lot, you can always use a strap or a belt or a bathrobe belt. If it feels better to stay lifted, go for it. So I'll do the modified variation. Even though when we modify, don't think about modifying as not doing the posture fully. Just think of it as a way for you to practice your internal yoga, cultivating that discernment within us. That is the whole premise of why we practice and why we want to become attuned to those subtle energies like the chakras. Let's take one more full, complete cycle of breath. Good, root down, rise up. Let's take a counter twist just over to the right. So left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Bring your gaze over the right shoulder. Good. Draw the right leg in. Extend both legs forward. So let's neutralize. Let's do the second side. Draw the right, left knee in. Let the leg open. Bring the right leg a little over to the right. Reach up, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, fold forward, grabbing the outer edges, or you can stay lifted upright. I would do the same thing that you did on the opposite side just to maintain the balance. Nice deep breaths. Relax your throat, the muscles of your face. Soften any contraction in parts of the body where you feel tense. Good. One more breath. Good. Root down through the sits bones. Reach your right hand to the outside of the left thigh and twist. Good. Unwind. Come back to center. Extend both legs forward. Pashimotonasana. Forward fold. Reach up. Breathe in. Exhale, fold over the legs, grab the outer edges of your feet, and just fold into the legs as much as you want. So we're not going to be here too terribly long. So if you want to just fold in, that's totally fine. Keep the legs active though. So really draw through the balls of your feet. You can even spread your toes. Keep the awareness of the legs. Again, if it feels better to be more upright, that's totally fine. Choose what feels best. I love this posture because it's an opportunity to bring everything back to center, bring everything back to this particular moment. We know what's coming next, but yet we still have a desire to be in this moment, to be present. All right, we're down to the sits bones. Come back up. Good. You can bend your knees, reach for behind the knees or thighs, and roll all the way onto your back and set up for Shavasana. If there's any other twisting or stretching, if you want to come into a nice easy twist, you can go for it. Any other thing that your body needs before coming into Shavasana, now would be the time. I'm going to sit while I guide you through Shavasana. If you feel like sitting and you prefer to not do Shavasana, that's totally fine too. I'll give you the option to take Shavasana on your belly, just like we started in that prone position. It's actually really nice to do if you've never done it. You can stack your hands and bring your forehead down. Take Shavasana however you like, but make your way there. As you begin to adjust for Shavasana, internally contemplate this idea of grounding, of movement and slowing down, of anchoring into your breath. Once you come into a comfortable position together, let's take a big deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale, let go. Let's do that again. Take a big deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale, let go. Feel your whole back body releasing down into the ground. The anchor of the breath, the safety and security of the ground. Release the soles of the feet, both shins, the right knee, the left knee, the right hip, the left hip, the base of the spine, the center of your navel, the center of your chest, right shoulder, right arm, right hand, left hand. Relax the center of your throat, let your jaw unhinge. Soften all the muscles of the face. Even relax your forehead. Let go of any doing, of any thinking. Everything you need is right here, right now, in this perfect moment. Feel the anchor of the breath. Shavasana. And very gently begin to deepen your breath, begin to awaken. Reach your arms up and overhead, give your body a nice long stretch, and slowly roll over to your side. Use your hand to press yourself up to a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Join your palms together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Let your thumbs rest on the breastbone. Let's take a moment to honor ourselves, our practice, our intention. May this practice continue to ground us. May we continue to reframe negativity and choose responses that are helpful and uplifting. Let us take an opportunity to dedicate this practice to someone we love or someone who could use healing. Together we send love and healing to all sentient beings around the world who are suffering. May they be happy, healthy, and free. To all of our teachers, past, present, and future, and to the teacher in our own heart. The light within me bows to the light within you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I mean, there's so much depth to the chakras. I hope you enjoyed this grounding practice, and I'm so excited to see you guys next week for um, second chakra, our flow into creativity. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see you guys. Let us know what you guys thought, and yeah, stay tuned and check out the rest of these amazing Wanderlust teachers. Have a great weekend.